welcome back to another episode of Zhebeauty channel, where I'm your hostess, Janae. If you are new here, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below so you don't miss out when I upload new videos such as this one. If you are returning, hey Bookie, hey Booski, what's up? I hope you're doing good. I hope your day is going great, whatever time of day you are watching this, whether it be in the morning, the evening, the night, baby, whatever time. Today we are going to be doing an overpainting and underpainting video. So I'm going to show you guys how to overpaint and underpaint. If you have not rung the notification bell, the reasons being, oh girl, that's my alarm. Gotta stay organized, okay? But if you haven't already rung that notification bell down below, I'm going to tell you why. It really helps out my channel a lot, especially with just you keeping up with me, making sure you know that you are seeing the content that you may be looking for or anything like that, just in case if I have new updates or anything in regards to the channel. Welcome to the community. You know what I'm saying? This is a community, baby. We're all here together. If you ring the notification bell, you're able to be updated and notified when I am uploading new videos, so that you can keep up with not only the community, but you can also keep up with me and the things that we have going on here over here on my channel. I'm gonna start giving y'all more raw videos, so if you start to see my timestamps go up on my videos, just because I want to give you guys a little bit more one-on-one time. Also, I don't want to seem like I'm rushing the video or anything like that. I actually want to be present in the video with you guys and just let you know the process it takes, because I don't know who people do makeup in 30 minutes. It probably is some people out here that do. Baby, I take a while. I have to look top notch, top tier, top notch, all of that I got to look it. But yeah, just the updates on my channel. Be looking out for I started to recently get a posting schedule so that you guys could be able to see me a little bit more frequently throughout the week. So I will be posting either 2 days out of the week. I haven't decided what days yet, but you guys will start to see when I start uploading the days. I will start posting 2 days out of the week, probably one on the weekends and then 1 day during the week. So be looking out for that. Any other updates that I guess I want to notify you guys on. I just want to be able to have a connection with you guys on my channel. If you are watching me and supporting me, I appreciative. I'm super appreciative because it helps me out a whole lot. Not only expanding and reaching out to a wider range of people, but it also helps me keep up with you guys as well, just to see what you guys are enjoying on my channel and just what you guys are, liking to see. A little bit, of course, I'm going to do a lot of different things based on my channel of what I like to do. But if there's anything in particular that you guys want to see me do, of course, I will go ahead and get that out for you as well. Trying to see if there's any more updates that I want to notify you guys on while I'm here before we jump right into the video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Okay, so you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get y'all an eyebrow tutorial out, so be looking out for that for my reels, just so you can see how I get my eyebrows. They are a little bit thicker right now because usually they're not arched. So usually when they're arched, they'll be a little bit thinner. I naturally used to have thick eyebrows, child, but when you do your own eyebrows and you just pluck away, that's what happens. They just get thin, which I don't mind. Because I can do a lot more of my eyebrows. It's versatile. But I'm gonna just go ahead, and this is a underpainting video, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do an eyeshadow look just to go with my outfit that I'm wearing today. There are going to be 2 parts to this video because I will have to wash off my makeup and then reapply it to show you guys the underpainting and the overpainting, and plus I want to do a full face of it just so you can really get into the look. So for this portion of the video, I am going to be show you the underpainting, which means I'm going to go ahead and do my contour and my highlight underneath, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation on top just so you can see. Now I don't really usually do underpainting a lot, so I'm not sure. This is something we're going to experience together. So yay, we get to experience this together because I don't usually underpaint. I always overpaint because I really like my powders and stuff like that. I don't really underpaint, but we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. Going in with my J.Cat Beauty FX Class palette, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my contour shade. Oh wait, let me prime my face because I did not prime, child, because I almost forgot to prime. But now that I'm back with the primer, I did go in with just the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is the only primer that I am using today. And this, child, it was a goddamn moth. It's a moth right in front of me, y'all. I just don't want it to fall on me. Like a goddamn moth to a damn flame. Don't be a moth to a damn flame, bitch. Well, that's the most excitement I had today. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my contour. Again, y'all not really even going to see my y'all not even going to really see my forehead, so my mirror, y'all can see, got a mirror in front of me. Then I'm going to go in with my concealer. Go in with my concealer. And I am using a Juvias Place concealer. Alright, and this is underpainting. So this is how you start off your underpainting. You're going to do all of your contouring and highlighting and all of that underneath, and then you're going to apply foundation all on top. But you only want to use a thin layer of foundation. When you're doing underpainting, you want to make sure that you are using enough product. If you want, it's best if you're like a girly that has a very heavy hand, like me. Sometimes I can tend to have a heavy hand and I have to learn to go lighter, just so my application can be a little bit more softer. If you have like a little bit of a heavy hand, this would be great for you, especially if you have a heavy hand, because you can honestly go in with more product. You don't necessarily have to use a little bit of product with underpainting, just because you want to be able to see it come through underneath the foundation. Also, to me, I feel like, since I've never really like been a girly to just really underpaint, it's a little bit new to me, honestly. But I know that I can go in just a little bit more heavier, just because I'm going to set foundation on top of it, and it's going to be able to blend out everything that I need to blend out. So my highlight, I feel like I usually keep it about around the same, but go ahead and go in with my Peach Rose, and this is my liquid blush. I'm gonna go ahead and you usually go in with everything that you usually go in with, you know, usually go in with everything you go in with, and then you're gonna blend out everything. So you're gonna blend it all out. You don't have to like blend it out all the way, because you still want the contour and the highlight and the blush, you still want it to peek through the foundation. That's the whole point of the underpainting, because when you put your foundation on top, you kind of want it to when it oxidizes out or it dries out, you kind of want to see the underpaint come through the foundation. Basically, how I feel about underpainting is we're going to basically blend out any type of edges that come from your contouring and your highlighting. So I'm just going to use a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend out my contour. Also my blush as well. Also kind of like to blend it back a little bit too, just so I can get that stretch and what I'm looking for. Now, underpainting to me looks super weird at first. It's gonna look super weird at first, but once you start to blend everything out and apply your foundation on top, it is going to come together. To me, it gives like a more filtered look. It gives more like a clean, smooth base. If you want to look very clean, very smooth, almost natural glow. Now, if you like natural clean beats, this is going to be great for you, because underpainting is everything for a natural clean base beat. If you like to have full glam girlies, if you're a full glam girly like moi, yes, because I'm a full glam girly, I like to put that makeup on, baby. Then you're going to use overpainting. Now, you can use underpainting for, you know what I'm saying, for a glam or anything like that. If you're doing a soft glam, of course, do overpainting as well. Underpainting. Do underpainting for a very good soft glam. If you like a little bit of glitter in the corner of your eyes, or just, you know, just 2 eyeshadows or whatever you want to do, however you do your soft glams, then go ahead and do the underpainting, because that will work best for you. You can do your own. You can try both of them out and see which one best works for you. Of course, always do what's best work for you. Don't ever do just because, you know what I'm saying, just because one thing might work for somebody else, it might not work for you. So make sure you always test things out and make sure you experience it for yourself so you can get your own feel on it, okay? So, taking advice to myself as well. Because if I'm giving you advice, 9 times out of 10, I'm taking it myself. And then I go in and blend upward. But I think I'm going to go ahead and let this dry down a little bit more on under my eyes and stuff. Child, I almost forgot my forehead. And the reason why I like using a fluffy brush when blending out my contour is because it gives it a very smooth, nice finish. You see that? When I use a fluffy brush, it doesn't pick up a lot of the product, but it spreads it evenly. So I like to use a fluffy brush when I go in and blend out my contour or anything like that. I don't really like to use a lot of dense brushes unless I'm going in with, of course, foundation is acceptable for you know what I'm saying, for a dense brush. I feel like foundation is the only time you should use a dense brush. I don't even feel like you should use real dense brushes when you're blending out your a fluffy brush, even when I'm blending out my my highlight, because I don't really like to use a lot of dense brushes, only when I'm using it for my foundation. I feel like foundation is best for dense brushes, hence the beauty blender is kind of dense. Beauty blenders are kind of dense because you don't want patchiness when you're doing any type of foundation. So with contouring and highlight, if you use a fluffy brush, I'm pretty sure it's very seamless to me. As you can see, it just lays pretty on the skin. It's not really heavy, and I really like that. Now I'm just going to go in with my highlight and just blend that as well. Now, one thing I learned for a very good stretch look, if you stay in the pockets or sockets of your eye area and not really bring it too far out, it gives you this nice stretch look within your eye. You don't necessarily have to I'm gonna go ahead and blend that on top of my eye as well, just to get in this area of my eye, since I don't have nothing on my eyelids. Usually when I'm doing a very clean base, I like to go ahead and take the rest of that product and just blend it on top of my eyelid, because it really gives a nice blended look. And this is why I like using, okay, now as you can see, you see here, I don't know if y'all can see, my lighting is kind of off. If you can see right in here, you see how you can see like the lines. Now when you use your foundation to go on top of this, if you can see it kind of like right here, you kind of see the heavy line, the demarcation. You're gonna, when you blend out with your foundation, you're not gonna see that line. You're not gonna see that line because the foundation plays as a filler. especially when you're underpainting. Now when you're overpainting, you know, you want to have a nice clean foundational base, and then you can go in with your highlight and your contour, and then it gives you, but we're gonna talk a little bit on that when we get to that point. I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about the underpainting, and then when I get to that point, I can show you better than I can tell you. I know y'all mamas used to say that to y'all. If she didn't, then baby, I don't know. My mom used to tell me that, so I can show you better than I can tell you. And if your mama never told you that, say that to your kids. Say it to your kids. If your mama never said that to you, I advise you to say it to yours, so your kids know that fat meat ain't greasy. I'm just playing, y'all. But I'm just going to use this, and I'm using a very, very light pressure. Now when I'm blending it out, okay, this is a real good area. You see how you have the line where you see your blush, where I apply my blush, and then you see where I have that line right here. When I go in with my foundation, those lines are going to be seamless. That's the whole point. So when you're applying your foundation, those lines should be seamless. They should fill in those spots. Now really and truly, you want to go in with I would suggest, now that it's almost just about done, I just went in. Now this is a dense brush, especially for my nose contour. I kind of like a dense brush because there's so many angles within your nose. I feel like it applies a little bit better. As you can see with the dense brush right in here, where I'm applying right here, you can see it really gives you a nice blend, and it really lays flat into the skin. And that's what I'm looking for, because when contouring, you kind of want to see it. So in certain areas of your face, you are going to need a more denser brush. I'm not saying that dense brushes are not needed. Of course they are, with certain areas of your nose, at least for me anyway. Some people can go in with a dense brush and, you know, use dense brush to apply all of their application, but just for me, that's not the case. That is not the case. And with my I like to go in real light, real light, except for when I get to the top, then I like to blend a little bit more heavier. But on that nose, I like to go in a little bit, because it seems like when contouring your nose, it kind of seems like it can get a little patchy because the skin is really thin on your nose, so it seems like it gets a little bit patchy, and you're picking up some of that product. So I've learned to just go really soft on my nose, and then go in with my denser brush. Denser brushes are good if you're going with a light hand, but you still need to apply a little bit more pressure. I feel like that's when the dense brushes really come in handy. The dense brushes really come in handy when when you're using a very light hand, but you also need full coverage. And see? So this is the underpainting. It already looks like, oh my gosh, she already has a clean base. Of course, but we're not done yet, because we have to apply the foundation. And I am going in with is going to be the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and this is in the shade Buff Beige. I want to try out some other type of foundation. So if you know any good foundations for combination skin, comment down in the comments down below. So I'm going to go ahead and set this in with my Bear With Me Prime Set and Refresh setting spray. I'm going to go ahead and let this in with my flat top foundation brush. This is a flat top brush. It's very soft, and it's very dense packed. When you use dense brushes, if it'll go on the brush and not on me. When you're using dense brushes, it tends to bounce, versus when you have very fluffy brushes, it tends to just, your finger tends to just go right in. So dense brushes, it takes a little bit more effort to push your fingers in, versus a fluffy brush when you're able to just push it in and it's more flexible. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take the back of my hand, I'm just going to take a little bit of that product and I'm just going to tap it into my skin all over. And I'm going to go very, very light because you still want to see, you see how you can still see some of that contour and that blush. You want to see that. You want to see that. You want to still see your blush. You still want to see your contour. As you can see, this is the difference. So if you see, this side is already have some foundation on top, and you can already still see the contour, and you can still see the highlight, and it's all just blended in very seamlessly. And that's what you're looking for when you're applying your foundation. Now, the reason why I say do it on your hand and go in, because if you go in straight in and you tend to just apply, you can apply too much. And that's the whole point of the underpainting. You don't want a lot of makeup on, really, if that makes sense. You don't want a whole lot of foundation. You don't want a whole lot of your product. So that's why I say it's very good for the clean girl looks. It's very good for the soft glam girlies, the clean girlies, the natural beat, the clean base beat girlies. This application will be perfect for you. And I'd like to use the very tip of my brush, because I don't have, since this is already a dense brush, I can go in super light and it has it applies a full coverage. I get so excited, so I tend to get a little bit tongue twisted when I'm excited about talking about something. So if you see me like stuttering, it's because I'm having too many words at one time trying to come through. So as you can see, I'm already blending it out, and it's already starting to give me a nice clean base. Again, and that's what I'm looking for. And with underpainting, the thing about it is you can go all over your face. Even if you applied that contour on your nose, you can go all over your face, because that contour, that highlight, you see it still comes through. But the only thing about it is it's just more softer and it's just more blended in. I like to really get right in here because it always tends to be a little bit more for me right in this area. And then just blend that out right in there. Because as cute as that is, child, with that is not the application that I'm doing. So this is the underpainting look. Yes, it still looks very glossy because I haven't set anything in yet. There are no creases underneath the eye. Everything is nice and well blended in, and that's how it's going to look when you underpaint. Now you can go ahead and start applying your powders, which you really only need a setting powder and a finishing powder. You don't really have to go in and recontour, use contour powders and anything like that if you don't want to. Me, I'm going to. Now, if you just want to apply your translucent powder and your finishing powder, go right ahead. That'll be the end of your application process for you. But if you're extra girly like myself, I am going to go ahead and go in with a contour, a bronzer, and apply my setting powder as well. But I'm going to go ahead and do it before. So I'm going to take another fluffy brush. One moment. My bronzer brush. I'm not going to do any contour powder. I just thought about it. I'm not going to do that. That's for my other application. I'll wait till my other application for my over and do that. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the bronzer. Right here. That's in my Morphe palette. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that. You don't really need a lot. You just need just a little bit. Tap it, access off on my finger. And then I'm just going to gently dab this into my skin. Just very soft. That's all I need. Just very soft in a circular motion. Very soft. And I'm just going to do that to the other side. Because I like a really bronze look. Especially when I have like a clean face or anything like that. I really like to go in with a very bronzy type look. And then I'm going to take this lighter bronzer shade and I'm going to apply that right on top. Because see, I don't have to add any more blush because you can still see the blush coming through. And that's the whole thing about the underpainting. It's really about the blush. That blush still shines through with the underpaint. That contour, the blush, everything still shines through. It just gives you a more natural finish. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with my setting powder. I'm going to dust the excess off on my finger. And then I'm going to go in. Wait, let me check and see my under eye. Because, baby, I got to get that under eye very nice and smooth. I don't want any creases. Alright, now I'm going to go in with my setting powder. And I'm just going to set in just going to set in that under eye. Now you don't really need a lot of the setting powder either, because you still want that, you just want to set in just a little bit. Let me do my under eye again. This eye is always creasing because it protrudes more, a little bit more than my other eye. I kind of just tap off the excess. All right, and this is the Laura Mercier setting powder, and this is in the shade Translucent. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of that product that is on my previous setting brush that I used earlier, and I'm just gonna blend that out on my eyelids because they did start to crease a little bit. And then I'm gonna go in with the rest, some setting powder, and I'm just going to apply that all over my top lid. And yes, this is the only time you would see me apply setting powder to my top lid, when I don't have any foundation, or any eyeshadow on my top lid. That's the only time I tend to usually apply setting powder, because it's a clean base. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of that and just go on top, just to blend out and apply some right on my, I like to go into my eyebrow as well, just so I can have a very neutral look into my eyebrow as well. And of course, you want to stay in your T-zones as well. See, you just want to get rid of any of those harsh lines. Just set any of those harsh lines in. Just to set, you see how I'm setting in any of those harsh lines? Just real light, just setting in those harsh lines. And it should give you a very smooth base. Should still have a very smooth base. See it a little bit on this side. Guys, I gotta get another thing so y'all can really see it. I'm gonna invest in getting a camera, guys, so y'all can really see how I'm blending this out. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and do my forehead. Just to blend everything out on my forehead. And then I'm going to go in with a nice finishing powder. And I am going to be using the light to medium and the Rare Beauty. I'm talking about Rare Beauty. I'm sorry. Bare Minerals. And the Bare Minerals. And I'm going to be going in with a very, very, very fluffy brush. Now, you want to use a very, very fluffy brush. And you want to just apply that right on top. Very light hand. Blending everything out. And that is the almost just about the finishing look of the overpaint. Now when you're overpainting, you should get something like this. It's very clean, it's very smooth. It's more like you're seeing shadows pop through the foundation, more so when you're overpainting. I don't know. I'm kind of liking it, especially for a nice, very clean base look. I'm really liking it. So this is Zhebeauty. So this is the finishing look. I went ahead and did my eyes off camera. If you want to know how to do this look, just comment down below and I can show you how I got this look. Other than that, this is the final video. I am going to go ahead and stay tuned so I can show you the overpainting video. This is just the underpaint. I just want to give you the full look of how it looks. This is the underpaint. Of course, everything looks nice, seamless, and straight. Nice, seamless, and smooth, very much smooth. The overpaint gives you more, the underpaint. I don't know why I keep saying overpaint. I can't wait to do the overpaint because it's my favorite thing to do. But yeah, so the underpaint gives you a really nice, smooth, clean base. As you can see, you can still see some of the contour coming through, as in right here. You can still see some of the blush coming through just to give you a slight pinkish pigment. I did use the pink, what was it again? I think it was Peach Rose. Yeah, Peach Rose out of the Juvias place is what I used. You can kind of still see that a little bit coming through, peeking through just a little bit. This is the underpainting, so stay tuned to see the overpainting, and then we'll put the two next to each other. So welcome back, welcome back. This is the second portion of the overpainting and underpainting. So this is the overpainting portion, my favorite portion. So okay, I already did my eyebrows again off camera. If you haven't noticed, I had to do two parts just because that would have been a lot for me in one day, and plus my skin is very sensitive, so I like to give my skin some time to rejuvenate, and then I can go ahead and start the second portion. So it's about like 1 right now. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started with the overpainting. I already did my eyebrows and stuff off camera, so I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me, and this is in the shade Buff Beige. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face first. I already moisturized my face and stuff like that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and prime. I am using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. And this is the pink one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my face. So now that my face is fully primed, I'm gonna let this dry down some, and then I'm gonna go ahead and apply my foundation. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my flat brush. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my foundation. Now this is the overpainting. This is my favorite thing to do, just because I can typically measure how much foundation I'm putting on my face, which is really not a lot. If you watch most of my recent videos or any of my videos period, you would know that I'm always doing overpainting. I really like the underpainting finish, the finish of the underpainting. It was really pretty. Now I'm going in with my Expert facial brush. And I'm just going to dab this all into my face. And I typically use brushes. I stopped using beauty blenders like a while back, just because the beauty blenders, you would have to buy new beauty blenders every time. And I got sick of buying new beauty blenders every time. And I feel like the brush was just easier because it's more maintenance, and it's less maintenance really. And it's more, you could just clean your brush and you're good to go. But with the beauty blender, it tends to hold bacteria, which tends to break out your face. Even when you clean it, you still have to make sure that it's all the way thoroughly clean. And sometimes it holds the soap, which holds the bacteria from, you know, the foundation or anything like that. And it can start to mold and do different things like that. My beauty blender ain't never molded. But I'm just saying, like water being held in some place in an area, or a fabric or a cloth or something like that, or any type of material, it tends to do that. So I wasn't trying to take no chances. And sometimes that's why, you know, you can clean your beauty blender and your face will break out, and then you wonder why your face breaking out. Is because your beauty blender. So I stopped using it just for sanitary reasons. So I typically just go in with my brush. It's easier. I can clean my brush afterwards. I know my brush is thoroughly clean. And yeah. And this is, oh, the flawless application of a brush. It just gives, I don't know. The brush, it picks up the product. You can spread the product. It keeps it in one place. That Power Grip does wonders. Also, the Urban Decay one does too. If you need a high end as well. But that is the and then I'm gonna go in with the rest of the little bit that's holding on in this bottle. I'm just gonna set that in. Okay. Elf concealer, and this is in the shade light beige. And I think I'm just gonna go in with this because it dries down a little bit better. I also really love this concealer as well. I have not used this concealer in a while. And then I'm gonna go in with my Juvias Place and just apply that on the outskirts. Now the difference between the underpainting and the overpainting is you're applying your highlight and your concealers, your highlight and your contouring on top versus underneath. So you can apply a lot more when you're doing it underneath, just because you're going to have foundation all over it. Now when you're doing an overpainting, you typically have to use less products on top just so everything can blend nice and neat. So you can go really wild and crazy underneath because you're going to be putting foundation on top of it. And it also gives you a nice seamless, I should have recorded a video of how it looked with the with the underpainting a few hours later once everything dried down and I weared it a few hours. I should have recorded a video, but unfortunately I did not record a video. And one thing about it is, like, they messed up when you was able to make iced coffees at home. Make iced coffees at home. I've been drinking a chai latte from the Tazo, or however you say that, Tazo brand chai latte. So good, so good. They have skinny ones, they have decaf, any one you need. I just get the regular one, and it is I believe, like, it's not a lot of ingredients in there, just like the chai ingredients, of course, and it's really good. I make it every so often, if not fucking every day. So I just love it. I just love it. But letting this dry down some, I'm gonna go ahead and do my T-zone. I really don't need a lot of product for this overpainting. Really don't need a lot of product for the overpainting. I like to go in and sculpt with my overpainting, just because with overpainting I can do a little bit more. I can usually sculpt with my underpainting as well too, but I like to sculpt with my overpainting. So I like to go ahead and get a little bit of my concealer. Just apply a little bit right in here. You only need a little bit, literally like a dot, because that little bit right there is going to make a huge difference, if you can't already tell. And then I'm going to go in oh, there it is. I was like, where did I put this shit? Of course, I'm going to go in with my Cat Beauty. I'm just going to take that and apply that right in here. So not using a lot. And plus it's cream contour, so cream contour always blends out very seamlessly. And then I'm just going to take some and apply it down the bridge of my nose. Alright, and you're not really going to see my forehead. I really don't want to contour too much on my forehead because honestly you're not even going to see it. I know I said that yesterday and I had split my bangs, but I think I'm going to go ahead and keep my bangs together this time. And then I'm going to let that dry down just a little bit while I did contour. I probably can use the rest of this and just go in right in here. Just use the rest of that product that's on that brush and let this dry down some. And then I'm going to be blending all of this out. Okay, Dahlia. And this is the Juvias Place cream contour. The liquid blush. And I'm just going to take that at the temples. Take that at the temples of my eye. And also, I also want to go in. See, with the overpainting, I can do a lot more. I'm going to go in with a little bit of that cream contour. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right in here to give my eye a stretched look as well. So when I blend it out, it will give me a stretched look as well. I'm obsessed with this contour, honestly. This contour palette is my favorite palette. Ever since I got it, I just cannot stop using it. And I'm going to let that dry down some, and then I'm going to blend everything out. Make sure you set it. So make sure you go in with your setting primer, setting spray, whatever you have, and just set it in. Now I'm going to go in and start blending this out, starting from the bottom and working my way up. My angled fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend that contour out as well. Then I'm just going to take the blush and blend that out as well. Just tap it into my skin, bring it a little bit up. I just want to stay right in this area. I don't want to bring it too far anymore here. I just kind of want to, this look, I'm kind of just feeling it just right in here. And that's kind of where I want to keep it. So right at the top of my temples, just kind of want to keep it up here for this specific look. Pacific. I don't know who else says that, but I'll be saying Pacific sometime. I know it's specific, but I be saying Pacific. Sometimes it catch me off guard. I just be saying Pacific. It's like, girl, that is not the word. It's not the word. But just blending that out. And then the e.l.f. dries down really, really quickly. So that's why I tried to hurry up and go in and just blend everything out with this, because the e.l.f. dries down so quickly. It lays beautifully though. The e.l.f. for a drugstore concealer lays very beautifully though. And then just get where I did my eye contour. As you can see, it already gave me a nice stretch to my eye. I'm just blending everything out. Sorry, y'all. I'll be trying to get these angles. I'll be trying to make sure I'm getting it too. Getting right in those areas. Okay, and then I'm going to take my brush that I used earlier to do my eyes and my eyebrows, just to dry down that, and I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to pat this contour in on my nose. Not doing anything special, just tapping it in just so it can be on the skin. And I like to go up with my contour, like kind of like in the hollow parts of my brow, just because it gives me a nice elongated look within my nose. And I really like that, because it seemed like it gives me more space to work with, so I can actually see what I'm contouring within my nose. Then I'm just going to hit those sides with the rest of the product that's on this brush. Then I'm just going to gently tap the highlight that's on my nose, and boom. Look at that, look at that. And then just take the rest of that and just dab it in. Okay, so this is the overpainting look, and we haven't even blended everything. Then I'm just going to take this brush and just go ahead and sculpt my contour area. This lighting over here is kind of like, okay, I think that'll work. You can see it a little bit better. It still has a glare on this side versus this side where you can actually see it, because the lighting is actually really, really good on this side. It sit perfectly. This one is kind of like right in front of me, and I don't really have anywhere else to put it right now, so. It works fine. It works fine. Just dim it down some. Work with what you got. Work with what you got. Okay. And then now I'm going to go in and set everything in. I want to change up my setting powder because I'm using the Laura Mercier. I think I want to go in with the Born This Way setting powder. And I think this is the one that I want to use today. Just because I like to do this when I have like a very clean base look. I like to typically use them. Did I grab the right one at first? I think I grabbed the right one at first, then changed it. And then this is in the shade Translucent, so this is just a regular translucent powder. I typically do tend, when I use this one, I kind of blend it in with the other one, with the medium in the translucent powder. But I just want to test out this one and see how is it different from the Laura Mercier. So you guys will be testing it out with me today. Aren't you like super excited? I know I am. It don't be coming out fast enough. I love how they have the little heart in the inside of this. It's so cute. It also helps to manage how much product is being taken out as well. I noticed that as well. Brushes to use. The setting brush is great brushes to use, especially for setting powder. I absolutely love the Real Techniques brush with that. You can also use it to blend out your concealer as well. It's not just for setting. Some brushes, they be like you can use for just this specific area, but I find that when you use different brushes for like other parts, like if you want to use like the setting brush for setting, you can use it for setting your concealer as well. I feel like it works really well either way. I kind of like to drag my concealer to the front of my, kind of like to drag that concealer to the front of my eye, just because it starts to get thin when you constantly swipe your eye this way. My eye tends to get a little thin, and then that's how you have like under eye bags and different things like that. So I tend to like push it forward because it gives me a nice protrude look. Puffiness goes away as well. That can be the cause of a lot of puffiness in your makeup and everything like that, when you're constantly pulling the under eyelid outward. So I tend to just simply go forward. It really helps my eye. And it also, I feel like it helps get rid of a little bit of creases as well when you go forward. And then when you get to the outside of it, of course, go up, you know. So bring it down. So it's kind of like a different type of motion. Gets rid of like this part, because this part, if you keep stretching it up, it starts to get a little thin right in here. So I want to keep that puffiness down, so I go inward. And then when I'm on the outsides, of course, you know, when I'm on the more fleshier part, the more cheeky, more fatty part of my face, then I just go up, because it's like, it's a lot there. So when it's thin, I go in. When it's puffy, I go out. Thin, go in. Puffy, go out. Okay? Oh, let me make sure I get rid of my creases first. You can kind of tell when you're doing your creases if you like do your brush and it kind of drags a little bit. With the Too Faced, it's very, if you can see, it's very seamless. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see. Let me try to see. It dry. It's very, if you can see. Okay, let me get. Okay, look at this part. It's wet right in here. I'm gonna use just a little bit, and I'm just gonna tap that in. See how it gives you a perfect finish, but it doesn't take away the glow, so it's a little bit hydrating. I feel like this is a little bit more hydrating. See, you can still see the glow. I feel like it's a little bit more hydrating. Let me do it on my lid so you can actually see that as well. I really don't want to, because let me not do that part. Let me do it on the forehead. Let me change it up because I want to actually add some eyeshadow. See, on my forehead, I just dab it in. See where the shininess is? It goes away, but you can still see the shininess. You know, but everything is dry. So it's really hydrating. It's really soft and fluffy on the skin. Even when I'm applying it to my nose. This is a buildable, it's a very buildable, I feel, setting powder. You can go in with as much as you want, and it still doesn't give cakey. It still doesn't give cakey. The formula in this is so good. It's so good. Look at that contour on the nose. It's like it snatched the nose, but you can't see the lines or anything. It's very defined. It's very, very defined. Even when you're going in, let me get it. Let me get right here. Get right here on the sides. Look at that. Look at that. I know you see it. I know you see it. Look at that. I'm gonna do it again. Look at that. Not only does it give you a very beautiful finish, but it also gets rid of any harsh edges as well. And it just dries down. It just sets everything in so beautifully. So, so beautifully. Chef's kiss. That's what it gives. It gives chef's kiss. That's all I gotta say. Because that's what it is. You see the proof. You see it. You see it on the face. Look at that. It gives butter. It gives good, okay? That's what it gives. Sucking fingers. That's what it gives. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go in with some eyeshadow because I want to put a little bit of eyeshadow on. I'm probably going to do a very neutral look because yesterday I did a very winged type look. But today I think I want to do a subtle look with the overpaint just so you can see. But before I go in with the eyes, I want to go ahead and just contour the rest of my face. So I'm going to go in with some bronzer. And I just want to keep that bronzer right in this area. Just keep the bronzer right in this area. I really don't want to go too far with the bronzer. And then do the same thing on the other side. Keep it right in this area. I'm using a very light hand and fluffy motion just to blend out any of the harsh edges that may have been created from me patting in. Okay, and then I'm going to take the rest of that and I'm just going to take this orange, this very soft orange, and mix it with the pink. And this is in my Morphe palette. So I'm just taking these two. I'm just taking these two shades and just blending them together, dusting off the excess, and then just applying it to the temples of my cheek area. Because that's really all I want to keep it today. That's the only place I want to keep it for today. It's just right in this area. I'm not going for a very heavy heavy blush look today. Just kind of want to keep it a little subtle and apply a little bit on my nose area. Just really soft, just blending that out a little bit. No, just a little bit on my nose. It's so cute. And take the rest of that and just blend that out just a little bit, just so it can be seamless. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my finishing powder. And of course, the finishing powder I am using today is the Bare Minerals. I really don't have any more of my Maybelline Fit Me. I have to go get some more of that because honestly, that's my favorite setting powder. Finishing powder, honestly. And I'm just going to take my big fluffy brush and I'm just going to gently hold it from the end, go in with the product. You only need a little bit, and just pat everything in. Also, the Bare Minerals is very soft as well. It's not really harsh. Kind of like that as well. Ooh, child, I'm getting my thing dirty. I'm gonna have to throw it in the... Ooh, I'm gonna have to throw it in the dang on wash machine. Just take that, put a little bit on my nose, right in my... just to set my whole face. Get right in here as well. And I'm just tapping that product on, not really swiping away any of the product, just setting in any of the areas that, you know, I might have missed, and just making sure everything is nice and well blended. So this is what it looks like with all of the product on, the contour, the highlight, everything, and everything is set in. It's the same process that I did with the underpainting, except I just like the overpaint because you can see a little bit more of the product already on top, and it sets in, versus when you're doing the underpainting and it sets out. So I really like my product to set more into my face versus setting out. But the underpaint, I can honestly say it really does give you a very nice finish. It really gives you a nice filter like finish. It really does, just because everything is protruding outwards. Especially that contour and everything like that, it really comes through in certain areas, versus with the underpainting, it really gives you a very natural finish, and I really love a very good natural finish. Don't worry, I love to have my makeup show. I really like to put that makeup on as well. I really do. So when I'm doing my overpainting, it really just gives that for me. It gives a nice finish towards the foundation and everything like that. And not only that, when I do looks, it makes my eyeshadow really pop. So if I want to go with a more underpainting look, and I'd have an eyeshadow, typically, ooh girl, ignore that baby nail, because girl, it's off. But I really want to take the whole set off, but I'm telling myself, you know, just wait. But with the underpainting, honestly, everything sets in, so my eyes pop, versus when I do an overpainting, my eyes typically, with my foundation that I used yesterday, it typically made the contour area pop versus my eye. So when I'm doing eye looks, if I'm doing like a full glam look and I want glitter eye and stuff like that, I do overpainting just because I want my eyes to pop, and everything is going to be seamless, such as my contouring, my highlight, and my contour and my highlight. So that's going to set in, versus when I'm doing an underpainting, my eye look is going to set in. It's going to make my contour and my highlight pop. So it just depends. So underpainting, contour, highlight, pop. overpainting, eyeshadow pop. Okay, that's the best way I can. That's the best way I can clarify it at this point. So yeah. So if you want your eyes to pop, do overpainting. If you want your contour and highlight to pop, underpainting. All right. So now that we got that clarified, is the final look. This is the overpaint and the underpaint video. So if you have any further questions or concerns, please feel free to comment down below what you learned from this video, or if you took anything from this video in general, go ahead and comment that down below. If you stayed and watched through the whole video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up in the comments down below. Thank you so much, Zhebeauties, for being here with me today, and just being in the community with me. I am so appreciative. I thank you so much. If you have any, you know what I'm saying, any type of ideas or anything that you want to see from me, any type of content that can further help you on your makeup with, any type of hacks or anything like that, that you want to kind of further see, I can go ahead and make videos on that and get that out for you as well. Other than that, I love you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate you. You are seen, you are heard, and if no one told you today, you're doing a good job. You're doing an amazing job. You're always right on time. Okay, you have perfect timing. So always keep your head held high and ride the motherfucking waves. See you guys next time, and go ahead and check out some of my other videos. Bye.